Hi there folks, I'm Dave, working Berry Hill Fisheries in Dorking in Surrey. Really enjoy working here, meet a lot of interesting anglers. A lot of them aren't necessarily experienced, ask me a lot of questions, and obviously basic stuff is how do I hook bait. And I'm talking about worms today. You buy a normal sort of tub of worms called a dendrobina, good average size popular worm, and there's several ways of hooking it and presenting it to the fish. Here we got your little pot of worms that you buy in a small pot. Very good natural bait. They're all live, wriggling, different sizes, and very good for most species of fish. Any variety of fish, any natural bait they will love, and most fish in any lake or river will love to eat a worm. It's such a natural bait. A lot get washed in obviously from floods, and they just get used to seeing them all the time. They're different sizes, but a normal average worm is like that. There's several ways you can hook it. The most popular way is just through the head. Nice wriggly presentation, quite firm on the hook, not likely to come off, and that's one way. Sometimes if you've got a smaller hook and a big longer worm, it's better to break it in half. Not a very nice job, but it has to be done, and hook it twice, and I call that a dancing lady. You've got two bits of worms wriggling away, smaller bait, more compact on the hook, and more likely to hook the fish when it takes it rather than one bit of worm. Obviously once you've broken the worm and you've hooked it in two pieces like that, the juices and smell from the worm ooze out, extra attraction in the water. And another further additive can be when you want to exclusively use a lot more worms, you'll get a packet tub and chop them up. You get a special pairs of scissors with multi-blades on that you can chop up a large quantity of worms quickly and introduce through ground bait or through a pole cup or whatever way you're fishing. Lots of chopped up worms, which again puts a massive amount of smell in the water. They come across and see your wriggly bait amongst all the chopped ones, and they just feed really confidently and love. And especially I've found in the early part of the season when fish are spawning, they want a high protein bait. They're putting on weight after they spawn, they're a bit tired, and a natural bait like worms is particularly effective in the spring and early summer. Right, okay, when you're fishing your worm, sometimes they're wriggly chaps, and on a barbless hook they can come off. So one tip is hook your worm as normal. What I'll often do is grab a single maggot, a nice red one or white one or whatever colour, just hook it behind the worm, gives you a little bit of extra way of holding that worm on the hook, all getting wriggled up there, and stopping the actual worm falling off, because you can see the maggot there on the end, just keeping it in place a bit more effectively. You've enjoyed a little bit more knowledge and tips on how to hook maggots and worms. Obviously it's a natural bait. Maggots and worms are live creatures and they need to be looked after and kept cool. So really on the bank, keep them out of the sun, keep them under shade, keep the lid on if necessary to stop them getting direct sunlight, and then after you finish with them, take them home again and try and keep them on a cold floor in the shed. Some people buy a special maggot fridge specially for the occasion, or if the good lady lets you, put them in your own household fridge next to the Sunday joint.